Yiaga Africa, an election monitoring organization, has predicted low turnout of voters ahead of Saturday's governorship election in Ondo State. Reeling out its pre-election statement in Akure, Ondo State capital on Thursday, Yiaga Africa also raised concerns on the influence of money politics and inducement ahead of the poll. Correspondent Kalojo completes the story.
Presenting the pre-election statement ahead of Saturday governorship election in Ondo State, the chairman of the Yiaga Africa 2024 Ondo election mission, Ezenwa Nwagu, said with 1,757,205 registered voters who had collected their PVC, the election is anticipated to witness low turnout of voters. The election monitoring group observed that the political campaigns ahead of the election were more of clash of political heavyweights than competition of ideas and issues, with money playing prominent roles.
As the Ondo State governorship election approaches, there is noticeable desperation by political actors. This desperation is evident in various ways, including heightened rhetoric, aggressive campaigning, the spread of misinformation, and personal attacks aimed at undermining opponents. Such behavior can create a tense and volatile atmosphere leading up to the election, which may escalate into violence on election day. For instance, Yiaga Africa observers reported instances where candidates encouraged or incited their supporters to commit acts of violence in Idori, Ifedori, and Irele local government areas. Encouraging or inciting supporters to engage in violence is unacceptable and should be strongly condemned. It undermines the democratic process and poses threats to the safety and security of all citizens.
Yiaga Africa also expressed concern on the increasing rate of desperation among politicians, which manifests in various ways, including heightened rhetorics, aggressive campaigns, spread of misinformation, among others. It commended the electoral body for working in line with the schedule for the election, noting that the commission should avoid logistic problems for each free exercise.
Yiaga Africa acknowledges the ongoing deployment of sensitive election materials across states' local government areas. We urged INEC to enhance coordination and communication with the transport companies and unions that provide logistics support. It is essential to ensure that timely delivery of materials to the registration area centers, racks, and to facilitate clearly early deployment of materials and personnel to polling units on election day. This approach will help to address the issue of the late commencement of polls that has been observed in previous elections.
INEC's ability to comply to the rules and apply the rules across the board, especially as it relates to the rules on overvoting, the rules on cancellation of votes, and the margin of lead principle. Those are important integrity questions as it relates to the process. And that test, for us, is not a test designed or developed by Yiaga. These are integrity tests used to assess elections across different parts of the world. The process is checked, and then the result management and the final declaration. That is how you assess elections across board. And we'll be doing that for Ondo.
Yiaga Africa call on voters in Ondo State to encourage peaceful behavior, discourage violence or intimidation, and report any suspicious activities to appropriate authorities.